Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks with TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about a limited mentality, especially when it comes to finances, but anything, any material thing people view as limited. I was in a store. It's a charity-based store, or the proceeds go to a charity. And so when you check out, they ask you, do you want to round up? So if your total is $20.45, if you round up, you get charged $21, and the remaining, the difference, the 55 cents, goes to help their cause. And it was interesting because as I'm standing in line, and I've been in the store a number of times, I'm observing people checking out, and they ask them, do you want to round up? And so many people are saying, no, no, no. And the difference would have been 2 cents more, 3 cents more, 15 cents more. And so then I was wondering, I wonder why people aren't rounding up. It's not like this is a store, a big major conglomerate that is trying to get an extra 2 cents out of somebody. This is a charity, so why would they not want to round up? It probably isn't, and I'm just thinking about why people do the things they do, because I see a lot of people doing this, a lot of people pulling back and not being as generous as they want to be because they believe in limitation. They're afraid to part with an extra 2 cents because they don't see more coming back to them. They don't see every transaction as a blessed transaction where that money is going to come back to them even more so, in abundance, with more money with it. They view it as spending. And I've mentioned this other times in other videos about the word spend, that it means to expend, to use up. And it probably is not the best term to use when you're using your money for something, because it implies a dead end to that money. That money's now gone forever. It's expended. And so it's better to use the term use, just so that you can have the proper mindset that I'm using this money, I'm circulating it, I'm sowing it, and it's going to come back to me as a harvest. Even if you're out buying stuff, purchasing things, you should look at every transaction that way. But see, a mentality where you believe in limitation, where you believe there's not enough, there's a lack, prevents people from doing better things, prevents people from being better. One of the things I've said numerous times is that being poor is one of the most selfish things you can do. And people get mad about that. What about this person? And they always have these examples of situations that maybe aren't selfish. But for so many people, you can just listen to their own words. They'll say, well, I just need enough for me and mine. And that sounds humble. But if you really just listen to it, I only care about me and mine. I don't care about having more so I could actually do anything for anyone else. And this isn't to fault anyone who's struggling, but I want you to open up your mindset to expanding and believing that there's more available to you. Doesn't matter how much money you have. If you have 10 cents to your name, it doesn't matter. But there is an abundance. There's not lack. Right now you may be experiencing lack, but that's because of your mindset of lack, that you're believing, and you're basically going out and prophesying about lack and limitation all the time. Well, we can't afford that. Well, that's too much for me. That's so expensive. Well, I'll just get this generic thing. And this is so common in poor and middle class people, which are pretty much the same, that saving, you're going to somehow save your way to riches. Well, that could be true over the course of 40 or 50 years, but that's a pathetic and miserable way to approach it. It's also a lack-based mentality. Always putting off the good experience, putting off a blessed time, putting off good, glorious things for the future, instead of being able to experience them now in the infinite abundance of God that's freely available to you. When I was a kid, there was this organization, I don't know if it still exists. When I make these videos, I'm not writing notes or scripts or anything like that. This is just off the top of my head. So I haven't went this just came to my mind. I haven't researched this, but there was I think it was called IGA, Independent Grocers Association or Grocery Association, something like that. And basically they were an organization that, I guess, purchased large quantities of food from the various companies and then distributed it to these independent grocery stores. That way the grocery stores could get a better price than if they had to buy it directly themselves. Anyway, they had these very generic brands of cereals and things like that. And they generally weren't very good quality. And yet, I remember as a kid, that's what we got a lot of times. Most of the time. Unless somehow the regular name brand was on clearance or sale or something, it was cheaper, our mindset going in there as a kid and as a family, poor family, was you get the cheapest thing. You get the things on sale. It may not be the things you want, but you get them because they're cheaper. You get them because you're going to save some money. And that's perfectly fine if you like the things you're buying that are cheaper. That's fine. But see, for so many people, they're doing that. They're going out and buying the cheapest clothes, the cheapest cars, the cheapest foods. And these are all things they don't enjoy. They don't like. Their only reason for doing it is to save some money. And I'm going to tell you a revelation that many people don't know. If anything is love of money, it's that. Not getting the thing you actually want, actually would like and be blessed by, simply to save more money? What can be more a love of money than that? You got to cling to this thing. I love it so much. I got to cling, because there's such a limitation out there. Now, you might buy the generic store brand foods or whatever, and that may be because you enjoy them, and that's fine. You get them at a better price, that's great. But if you really want this other thing that costs a little bit more money, why aren't you buying that? And I have to be clear. I'm not telling you to go waste money and buy luxury goods and everything. I'm just saying you need to really reorient your mindset toward money, toward what it's actually used for, its usefulness, its application in your life, that it's not something to be hoarded and to be worshipped. It's something to be used, to be cast upon the water, and it'll be returned many days hence, to be sown, and you reap a harvest some 30, 60, and 100-fold, to be given, and it shall be given back unto you. It's not made for you just hoard and save, so you can save for 40 years, and then when you're old, you can go wobble around and go to doctor's appointments every day and live a mediocre existence until you die. That's not good. So many people have bought into this mentality of limitation and of essentially loving money. But it's couched in terms that sound humble, sound spiritual, and they're the furthest thing from that. God's abundant. Everything in his universe is abundant. A seed falls in the ground, grows a crop, and then there's hundreds of seeds from that. And left to itself over enough time, there will be thousands of plants. Maybe millions, depending on the type of plant. There's always an abundance. God sows and reaps infinite abundance, and you can too. When you adjust your mentality, you stop viewing money as this limited thing, something to be hoarded, something to be held closely to your chest. God's not giving you this limited amount of money and telling you you can't have any more. And yes, be frugal. Don't blow money. Don't waste it. Don't spend it. Be wise in your investments. Be wise in how you use your money. But don't go around just trying to save money because you have a fear that there's not enough for you or that you don't deserve more. You can view yourself as not deserving more, but all that's going to do is keep you from ever having more. And who doesn't deserve? God put you here on this planet, and you think he put you here to not have enough? To be in lack, to be in want? Of course not, my friend. You have to reorient yourself, your mentality about money, about life, and about how you approach business and everything, because this affects everything. If you view limitation, you'll make bad business decisions. If you view life as having limitations, you will be buying those things that you don't like just to save a few pennies. If you view life as having limitations, then you will be that person who is not rounding up and donating an extra few cents to a charity because you'd rather greedily hold that 2 cents back for yourself. My friend, that's no life to be lived, especially when you know the living God, the creator of all things, the one who abundantly gives you freely, liberally, of all good things to enjoy. And I want to encourage you, if you are wanting coaching on this, I have a few spaces open right now for coaching. I coach on law of attraction and business and success. If you really want to take your life to the next level, you want to move out of this limitation mentality, and perhaps you've been in a cycle of failure or mediocrity and it just doesn't seem like you can get out of it, I want to help you. I want to be a blessing for you. Like I said, I only have a few spots open. This is not one of those things where I have a few spots open and you're going to be talking to someone else. You're talking to me directly. My time is obviously very valuable, and I only have a few spots open for you right now. If you want that, get in now. Don't put it off. And if not, I thank you for watching this video. I pray that it's been a blessing for you, and may God bless you richly.